Okay, here we go. The last 10, 51 through 60. So if x, the ratio of x to y is 5 to 2, and for y to z is 3 to 2, what is the ratio of x to z? Okay, plain and simple. We're going to go the 5 to 2, whoops, 5 to 2 times this ratio of 3 to 2. Ratios can be written as fractions. 5 times 3 is 15. 2 times 2 is 4. That answer is 15/4. That was quick and easy, wasn't it? Okay, here we go. Which of the following is the solution for the inequality shown below? So we subtract 1, subtract 1. Negative 6 is less than a negative 3x is less than 9. Divide by negative 3. Now I'm showing the steps, which I normally don't do. Divide by negative 3 changes the inequality symbols. Excuse me. So this becomes 2 is greater than x is greater than negative 3. And so flip-flop things around. Negative 3 less than x less than 2. That answer is H. That answer is H. See, we want the arrow pointing at 3 and at the x. All right, so we have a formula for the surface area is all of this, where L represents the length, W the width, blah, 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 by doubling each of the dimensions. So in other words, we're going to do 2H, 2Z, 2W, and 2L. And the surface area will be multiplied by what factor? Well, we're just doing each surface area. All right, so height times width right here on this end would be 2H, 2W. 2 times 2 is 4. So that answer is B. Too quick, too easy. Okay, a dog eats 7 cans in 3 days. So that's a ratio of 7/3 per day. At this rate, how many cans of food does the dog eat in 3 plus D days? Okay, so 3 plus the number of days. There's my answer. Whoops, I'm sorry. That was silly of me. I just said that all wrong. It's supposed to be, this is 3 plus D days. Sorry. So in 3 days, they ate 7 cans. This is the right answer. So it's 7 plus, our new ratio is 7 cans for every 3 days, or 7/3 for every day. Anyway, sorry about that. That was ugly of me. 54 is K. 7 plus 7D over 3. Whew, mercy. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. Here we go. 55. This is so much easier. It's where my probability students, I hope you got this one right. So here we go. So ask this question. You want to know how many of the students polled had skied both cross country and downhill. So we're looking at just this column of people. No's don't matter on this. How many of the students polled indicated they skied both cross country and downhill? So we'll look at this. So did you ski downhill? They said yes, and then yes again. Here, did you ski cross country? Is yes, and then yes again. So here we go. Let's look at this. This is our total. We had 45 plus 28 minus that total tells me the overlap. Okay, that tells me how many did both. That tells me how many did both. So let's see, this right here is 73 minus 65, and that answer is 8. So there were 8 who did both. Okay, there were 8 who did both. If we took the total, added these two together, which were greater than 65, and subtract 65 from it, that tells us that 8 were in that overlap. Okay, number 56. We have divided the 3 equal areas. All right, 3 equal areas. So if we look at this, this is all 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3 of the total area. So we want what fraction of the square's area is in a region labeled A. So this plus this plus this. Okay, first we got to figure out what this is of the total. So 1/3 of the total area times 1/2, which is 1/6 for A. This is 1/3 of the total area times 1/3 of this section of the area equals 1/9. And then again, 1/3 of my total area times 1/4 of that row is 1/12. And then we're going to add 1/6 plus 1/6, 1/6 plus 1/9 plus 1/12. Math, enter, and that is 1336. 1336, which is answer K. Okay, this is 1/3 of each of these rows is 1/3 of the area. A is 1/2, A is 1/3, A is 1/4, sorry. And then we add those together and get 1336. Okay, so we have two functions here. Y equals sine of x, which is this one, here. This one right here is sine of x. And y equals sine x plus a plus b. So we look at this. This is the other one. Okay, this is x plus a, which means it's been shifted this direction. That's been shifted back because of this is a plus a. It's always the opposite of this for those who've learned this equation. It's the opposite of that. So a is going to be less than 0. So it's none of these three. Now b, this is my height. Notice they're the same height. So has b been changed? The answer to that is no. So b must be 0. So then that answer is A. A is less than 0, B equals 0 because the height of the curve has not changed. All right, here we go. 58. 58 probably got some of you. So here we go. We're going to solve this. We want to show which of these represents the inequality. So I got x minus 5 is less than a negative 1. I'm going to go ahead and solve this one first. So I add 4 and add 4. And x is less than, add 5. I get 4. X is less than 4. So this is less than 4. This one's less than 4. Agreed? Okay, and then we flip-flop it around, say x minus 5 is greater than a positive 1. Add 5, and we get x is greater than 6. Added 5. Well, that's this one. But I want you to think about it. They love giving you these type questions. If I plug in a number greater than 6, let's plug in a 7 right here. What is 7 minus 5? Well, that's 2. Is that less than a negative 1? No. Let's go the other way with it. Let's put in 3 here. 3 minus 5 is 2. A negative 2. The absolute value of a negative 2 is a positive 2. This isn't it, ladies and guys. Most people pick that. The answer right here is K. I can't find an absolute value that's less than a negative number. I could have found something greater than that, a solution where it's greater, but you can't find it where it's negative. That got you right from the get-go, didn't it? Some of you recognize that, some of you didn't. So the answer on this one is K, the empty set, because even though you can solve these, when you check your answer, like a good teacher tells you to do, it didn't work. Okay, 59 is a great question. As part of a probability experiment, Elliot is to answer 4 multiple choice questions. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey folks, remember, make a picture. For each question, there are 3 possible answers. Oh, so only 3 choices, only which one is correct. So 1 out of 3 means the probability of getting this answer correct by guessing is 1/3. Well, and then this one is also 1/3, and this one is 1/3, and this one is 1/3. I need you to remember the word and when you hear it means you multiply. So 1/3 times 1/3 times 1/3 times 1/3 is 1. Oh, look, there's only one that has a 1 on top, and that's it. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, 3 to the 4th is 81. So that answer is 1 over 81. Please don't add those together. That gives you 2, and that makes no sense whatsoever. And don't add 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 over 81 and get 4 over 81. That's silly also. Number 60, spent too much time there just to show you can do all these less than 10 minutes. We're solving for a triangle, so let's draw out this triangle. Okay. This is 14, this is 18, and this is 20 centimeters. I'm not going to label that. It wants to find the measure of the smallest angle. The smallest angle is opposite the shortest side. So that's this angle right here. Okay, whatever this angle is. And so let's do what they do and call it theta. Now, I don't have any angle measurements. So we cannot use the law of sines. So this is gone, this is gone, this is gone. Those are all gone. To solve this, we have to use the law of cosines. So it's the side we're trying to find with the angle. So that's 14. Well, that's 14 squared here. That answer is J. This was really that quick of a question. If you've had any of this, you should recognize this pretty quick. You're given the three lengths. You're using law of cosine, and we want the short side, so we're squaring the short length. I hope that helps. Have a great rest of the day.